Hello, internet. You guys all have a good week?
Yeah.
Sweet.
And
Yeah,
salty, but good.
Apparently some crazy stuff happened on Monday night. It was all pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a great way to start the week. How's everybody in the chat? Looks good. Some positive feedback on your haircut, Jay.
Oh, that's good.
You looking
Long overdue.
I haven't had a haircut in ages. The last time I had a haircut is when I shaved my head. So
I can tell you're not in a hurry to do that again.
nope.
Sure, that'd be a great idea.
I had Jason's haircut.
Wow.
Okay, maybe not that far.
You can't see there's a bit of a mohawk in the back, actually.
Oh.
You can't see that part, but
Going mohawk on us. You gonna start coloring it?
no, not anymore. That's behind me. Those days are long gone. Now it's just coloring itself.
It's called
Yeah.
highlights, Jay. Highlights.
Highlights, yes.
You're loving your Gaziel shirt.
Thank you.
I need to get me. I can't wait for my swag to come in so I can wear it on stream.
Figure I might as well represent while she's still alive.
Right?
Before she gets into something crazy.
Limited time.
We will see what happens Monday.
Alrighty. Well, I don't have much for announcements today. Y'all know the things. Just appreciate the community, appreciate the moderators, appreciate the cast. Syrinscape, of course, for the background musics and soundboards. Stream Beats, this is where our nice chill kind of intro and outro music. Patreon to support the channel, all the things. I don't have much else because I'm tired. It's been a week. It's been a thing. And so I'd say we could just dive right into it and kind of see what happens.
What could go wrong? Oh, Nanas said it too soon.
Dude.
Dish Pickle in chat?
Yep.
Yep, Dish Pickle's in chat. I better
He's got a new nickname. They're basically just calling him Wild Magic now.
Nice. Shrek loves him. He thinks he's great.
Yeah. Until it's not.
We shall see what we shall see what we shall see. Because you never know. But yeah, got my activity feed up, so I should be able. So yeah, where we left off last week, the party had managed to rescue the gnomes that they were in charge of protecting while working on collapsing several tunnels north of the Snebliven enclave. This area had been a problematic area for them because they need to get to a fungus area that's nearby, and they were having issues because traveling through this route was very dangerous because of a many-eyed creature they believed to be a holder. The party found out it was not a beholder; it was actually a gas spore, and that a quartet of driders had been utilizing the gas spore as a diversion so that they could attack and capture several of the gnomes as they made their excursions. The party having defeated the driders, defeated the spiders, defeated the gas spores, saved a good majority of gnomes, a few extra that they started with, and made their way back to the enclave so that everybody could rest and take stock of what's happened and decide what to do next. Just as they were getting ready to enter the enclave, a happenstance of wild magic appeared, producing a unicorn. And while the rest of the party progressed toward the enclave, Volkin and his badger decided to hang back a little bit and dispatch the unicorn before it could vanish, because the previous unicorn they saw vanished before they could do anything. This time, not so much. One of the things while Volkin decide what to do, Warren were processing their latest kill, they did happen to notice that on the left flank of the unicorn, there was a unique kind of symbol, almost looks like a brand of some type. its exact depiction is unknown to Volkin at this time, but it's just something to take note as he continued to process the carcass. And this is where we will come in. Anari, Shrag, Willhelminia, and Obsidian have all entered the Enclave with the gnomes. And Volkin is currently outside the Enclave, setting up camp with Morin. I think remember Anari and Willhelminia briefly heard a small little bit of combat, but it wasn't very long. It was just kind of I heard the noise, and then that was it.
Shrag knows nothing about that at all. He heard nothing. He saw nothing. He is oblivious to what happened.
Completely oblivious.
Just putting that out there.
I was Obsidian.
For the record.
I didn't have a conversation with the party before they went in. Was there discussion of a long rest, or were they planning to hunker down? I mean, we just rested, right?
Yes, you just rested, but the gnomes are still weak and weary. They're going to want to stay in the camp for a little bit before venturing out. The party is still fairly well rested. Not sure if it was decided upon for them to come back out immediately or to try and see if they could let you in. Not quite sure what the intent was when you told them to hang back, as the sudden appearance of the unicorn distracted you from the original plan.
Yeah. Can I tell that this is the only way in or out of the
on this northern side? Yes. To try and get in from one of the other sides, it would be require you to pass through a couple of nearby sections of the city.
Okay. I just don't want to miss them, so yeah, I'm gonna hunker down and kind of create a obscured camp, kind of awaiting them.
All right. So inside the camp, what are the rest of y'all up to?
We would try to look for Urzangle to return the gnomes and let him know what had occurred.
Okay. Yeah, Israel does come up to meet with you guys as the gnomes are in, taking stock of the fact that you left with 10 and came back with 12.
Yeah, I think also, without overtly stating that we were with the Drugar and had some help from him, kind of gauge what his reaction would be based on the gnomes telling their part of the story, because I'm sure the gnomes would let him know that we were accompanied by Volkin.
After a couple hours, the story does get out about a Duergar with a badger who provided them some kind of small meals, and which seemed kind of uncharacteristic from what they have seen Duergar do, especially the ones in this of late. So the word does get out, and he does come to inquire to you about where the Duergar is, because they saw he was with y'all as you were coming, but some reason they don't know why he didn't enter the Enclave.
He wasn't sure about his reception, of course, and so we want to make sure before we expose him to the danger, since he assisted us, that you would be okay with him coming in to join us.
Well, obviously he's been kind to my people, so if you happen to see him, he is with you, we will extend the courtesy to him as well.
So then in that case, then I'd like to go out and get Volkin to bring him back into the Enclave with Morin.
All right.
And on finding him, Volkin, come, my friend. You have helped us, and you have helped the gnomes. They are extending the courtesy of their Enclave for the moment to you.
You step into my camp, and you currently see that I'm roasting a shank on a spit. And it smells fruity, almost Skittle-like. And I'm currently like slicing off a piece of meat and putting it in my mouth, and every bite is just exquisite. And
Wow.
I say, I don't like civilized places. Perhaps you do your thing and you come back when I'm done.
Understood. Just know that they have extended the welcome should you care to acknowledge their hospitality.
Okay.
So then,
How long will you be?
we need to gather some information about the items that we seek. As I shared with you, we are on a hunt for pieces of the shards. So I hope we would be able to get that information quickly, and we may be able to return possibly even today.
Okay.
So I'll go back and explain to the party and to Irzangal about the situation with Volkin.
All right. Israel's like, well, Yoga are strange creatures.
Especially this one.
Apparently. Anyway, so my charges indicate that you had come across some driders and spiders and had dispatched them. It's true.
One or two.
And the source of the many-eyed creature that we were so concerned with?
Well, you'll be happy to know it wasn't a beholder.
Wasn't?
It was
What
a
was it?
type of a creature that has grown to look like a beholder, to do what it tried to do, which is scare creatures off. But it was just a gas spore. Although I do recommend not being anywhere near them when they pop.
Take that under advisement. So is the path north clear?
Well, slight change of plan on that one. You've got some more land now?
Or land where?
Well, things happened, and we were like, if we did this, and you get that. So you've got a whole new area now. We needed to collapse a few more tunnels, but it's almost done.
If the many-eyed creature has been taken care of, then probably don't need to worry too much, other than the normal dangers. Well, this is fortuitous. And are you all in need of anything after such an adventure over the last few days?
I believe that as we initially set out, part of the arrangement was that if we took care of the many-eyed creature for you, you would pass along either any of the information you may have about the shard, or if you indeed had a portion of the shard, then that might become available to us.
Yes. Well, a deal is a deal. And he waves over, and one of the other gnomes brings over kind of a satchel, hands it over. It's as we agreed. The jewelry, the gems and jewelry, and restates that the starry blade is with the white-haired elves, or the drow. He believes they worship it in some fashion. The bright one you described is in the hands of the fishmen of the lake to the west. The last piece that I'm aware of is actually with a colony of myconids that's farther north of our encampment. I couldn't tell you much more about the item, but that they do have it, and that there has been a brief bit of discussion about it, but it has not been a open dialogue, as it were. They tend to stay to themselves, we tend to stay ourselves, and try not to cross paths too often.
also, in thinking about the circumstances and situations, I think you would agree it's always best to have allies in the Underdark. So, as we've been able to help you and you have been able to help us, perhaps we could come to a mutual arrangement where in the future, should we need assistance or should you need assistance, we might be able to rely on each other. Would that seem reasonable to you?
It's possible. I can say that you have been done right by my clan here. So you're welcome. You and your companions are welcome to stay here whenever you happen to be in the nearby area. I can't provide many warriors to help with any particular tasks, as we've suffered quite a few losses at the hands of the Driders and the gas spore, you say, or the many-eyed creature. And things in the Underdark have gotten more dangerous of late. Rumors of the far west speak of demonic beings that have invaded the deepest bowels of the Underdark, and they have been moving east. There's even rumor that some of the larger cities of the Underdark have fallen to their destruction and corruption.
Interesting. Well, bearing this in mind and thinking that perhaps there might be need of rapid assistance, let's say, one of our companions is able to create a teleportation circle where we might be able to come and go more quickly to either assist or request assistance. Would that be acceptable to you if we were to have a space? You say we're welcome to stay. This would be a way that we could have a anchor, so to speak, of a place to come to each time.
He kind of sits there and thinks about it a little bit. That may not be so bad. However, you will understand if I'm a little hesitant about having a gateway in the enclave. However, as your small companion had suggested, you did manage to convince my workers to secure a larger section on the path up. Maybe there's a spot there that you could fortify for that type of enchantment, that we could also protect ourselves and give you a fair proximity.
Yeah, Shrag will sort of get out a sort of sketch of the area and obviously the maps they put together, and just show it to him, sort of point out the exact bit they've actually taken over. I've got big buildings in here, like a nice little enclave bit, but on top of an enclave. So you could still have safety here, but also you've got the expanded area with more to it. And we could have some of that.
He nods as he looks over the maps. Yes, that area would be perfect for your needs, and it would give us a kind of a forward location if we got any refugees from the west.
Seems reasonable.
Well, Chad, what are you guys doing while this conversation's going on? Or Obsidian and Willhelminia?
Go ahead, Will.
Well, first I would have escorted all of the injured Sverfneblin to wherever their medical facility is, and then just kind of try to help out there, because I have a pretty high medicine. So I just want to help get them on the road to recovery. And then kind of looking around, feeling like there's not much I can do to help in here. I would like to go and see if our new friend survived the combat that I heard.
Okay. So you exit the enclave, and
I would ask Obsidian if he wanted to come with me.
Okay.
Sure, I'll join you. And one of the things that I'm doing is I want to pick up a stone. So Obsidian takes these memory stones from locations of value and significance to him. And so this being one, he would be looking around just for a small stone or rock that he can put in a memory bag.
Alrighty. You can find one fairly easily.
Yeah, I'm not looking for something rainbow colored or something.
You'd have to look for one of the rocks that got splattered by the unicorn, I think.
Exactly.
We shall see. We shall see. So while Anarion and Shrag are speaking with Isagal, Will and Obsidian, you guys exit the Enclave and make your way kind of north and to where, and eventually you do come across Volkin's camp. It's been a few hours since Obsidian was last there. So what do you got? What happens when they find your camp, Volkin? Are you still roasting, or you moved on to something else?
No, I've moved on to kind of like sharpening my weapons, and they find me with Morin kind of lying behind me, stomach full, happy, snoring like Bruno might be in a couple minutes here. I've added my own Syrinscape sound set. I think I'm gonna add it to Monday's stream.
Yes.
And so she's happy, and he's just kind of leaning back, arms kind of folded, and as you approach, you hear scraping as he's sharpening some of his instruments and tools and stuff after having field dressed the unicorn.
Just as a note before we left, I would have leaned over to Anarion and said, "Hey, remember we got to sell all those weapons now that we have a more of a better reputation with these guys." But we all know I'm not the one to negotiate. So I'm gonna go see how our friend is. And then, yeah.
I'll tell as she's preparing to leave. I'll tell her we'll try to finish our negotiations. Shrag and I will try to finish our negotiations here, and then we'll meet you in Volkin's camp. Perhaps we can proceed from there once we determine where we want to go.
Sounds good. And then when we get to Volkin's camp, I'll just kind of like stand at the perimeter. Do you mind if we sit here? It's a little bit crowded back there.
Say, come on in. And as you approach, you can see that there's like strips of meat drying, creating some creating jerky.
Is this ready? Can I try some?
It looks a little bit like fruit roll-ups. I don't know if you guys have fruit roll-ups. Do you guys have fruit roll-ups in the States? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you approach, he says, please sit.
I smell the meat. This is...
You can try some. It's not quite ready, but it's edible. And it's smoking kind of over the coals now.
I'm good, thank you. I'll pass.
That is a flavor I was not expecting.
It's very good.
It's like strawberries.
Oh, good. Well, you are now cursed with the rest of them.
It said slaying, not consuming. It was very clear.
I did not slay anything.
I don't want to tempt fate.
Snacking is different than slaying.
Yeah. Snacking is very different than slaying.
Yeah, I'll just snack on some celestial jerky.
Vulcan, what brought you down here? Is this your home?
Yes, the Underdark is my home. I am just simple hunter, and the ways of my people aren't necessarily the way I see the world sometimes, so I keep to myself.
What kind
Excuse
of weapons?
Morin in the background here. She's enjoying the jerky too.
Yes. What kind of weapons do you have? I know you have the axes. Do you have anything else?
Yes, but I don't use them much.
Do you have any need
he
for
looks
longbow?
over and so you can see, he looks over and you can see that there's a longbow actually lying up against the rock, and a staff that he has for hiking and such. But other than that, just his axes, which are currently at his side.
All right.
What
Yep.
brings you all down here? You said this shard thing. What is this?
We don't have a whole lot of information about it ourselves. We've been tasked to find some pieces of weapons, 4 different weapons. Somehow you're supposed to be able to combine them.
Yeah.
What if
Just
they-
like the surface folk, looking for shiny things for no apparent reason whatsoever, just to put them together to make some weapon to do something you don't know.
we like to be helpful, and the person who offered to pay us for being helpful, that's what they wanted. So that's what we're doing.
Fair enough.
Better than escorting merchants over the same pass over and over and over again. That got old.
That does not sound fun.
Nah, it gets kind of boring. So are badgers like normal in the Underdark, or like where'd you find her?
No, closer to the surface. They are burrowing creatures, but you know,
How did you come across Morin?
she traveled a little far past where she was supposed to be, and we have a mutual understanding.
You
She
don't
doesn't
kill
know.
her, she doesn't kill you?
Oh no, it's much deeper than that. We keep each other alive
Her ears are really cute.
for ears.
Yep, they're very
You
fuzzy.
have a thing for ears? That's weird.
Just furry animal ears. They're soft.
You want to pet her, don't you?
I do.
Yeah,
Very
she
bad.
doesn't like it. Don't try it.
No, I wasn't going to. I will worm my way into her heart. I promise. It's going to happen.
It takes time.
We've got some time. We do
And
have.
she's persistent.
I'm nothing if not persistent. We do have several other items to find down here. Well, we might be down here for quite a while. Is your schedule free? You want to keep traveling with us? You've been a
I'm
good companion, so
searching for creatures, for game. So as long as our paths follow the same road, I don't see why. You don't get in my way, I don't get in yours. Maybe it's mutually beneficial.
cool. Sounds good. It's been working so well so far.
Absolutely. Now, Steve, do I know? Because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking unicorn horn this whole time. I'm thinking about all of the possible things that I could do with it. What do I know about unicorns, if at all, and what their horns can be used for?
Guess that would be a nature check.
Yes, sir. D&D Beyond, go. 13.
The 13, you're from the, you know that unicorns are definitely a celestial creature. They're typically bastions of good and kind creatures. In fact, there is a deity that uses a unicorn as their kind of symbol. Utilizing the horn, typically the horns could be used for in magical in arcane practices.
Yeah.
In fact, or they could also be used in the production of potions or ink. A lot like many other horns can be ground down and used for inks and such whatnot. But the inherent properties of unicorn horns and could be used for a some more powerful based magics, depending on who purchases it.
Right.
So that's about it as far as what you can kind of glean. Is the horn's good for making inks and potions, or it could be used as some kind of arcane focus because the creature is magical in nature.
Okay. No weapons that I know of?
None that you can discern, other than it could be kind of a rudimentary type dagger, if you want to try it.
Okay. Okay. All right. As I sit there and we talk, I light my pipe.
Thought you were gonna say cigar.
No, he's much more refined than that.
All right, Anari, Shrag, what are you guys doing?
After making the negotiations with Urzangel, I'd like to also see if he would be interested, now that we've kind of established a good reputation with him, of purchasing any of the weapons or the spider claws and so forth, so we can offload some of that stuff out of our equipment. And then also try to see from their scouting and any other information that we might gather from him that we may add to our maps, so that we kind of have an idea. He mentioned the Myconid colony to the north or whatever. Try to get some information on the paths there, what we might encounter. Just try to gather some general intelligence about the area around and the areas that they know of and have already scouted, so that we can add that to the knowledge that we have from what we have covered.
So breaking that down, as for the items and whatnot, he tells you that he says he welcomes you to go and check with a couple of the various tradesmen and merchants that are within the enclave to try and purchase those things. They typically trade in gems and whatnot, because they're pretty handy at mining gems and cutting gems. So that would be how the transactions occur for selling those items. As for the Myconid area, he's familiar that they do have that virtually all the garden areas within the city have Myconids living in them, but they've heard that there is a kind of a ruler of the Myconids in the area, and that they're actually in a higher section. He talks about there's an area they don't visit very often, but it has it's kind of like a large cavern, like an underground forest, but it's got all of these large fungi that have grown in it, and that is where the Myconids are at. He speaks of a stairwell to the north that would lead up to that area, and kind of gives you a rough idea of the path to get up there. It would take several hours to walk over to it, and that some of the areas they haven't been there in a couple of months because of their current trials and tribulations. So he's not 100%, couldn't give you 100% guarantee on what is in those areas. So as far as a path for that, it would be north is a large garden area that they've gone and harvested from, and then from there you could travel east and kind of work your way north through several of the various districts until you get to where you can enter the stairwell. Let's see if you're on the so that should cover those things, right? Was there any I missed?
No, I think that's good.
Okay.
Just before we move on from that area as well, Shrag will obviously just advise the fact there's probably maybe still one, maybe two tunnels that could do with closing off, just to be on the safe side, just to sort of neaten the area up. So it brings you back to that kind of crossroads confluence of paths as like the front door effectively for the enclave. And also wants to discuss with him about the potential for some engineers to be working on those buildings, obviously mutually sort of useful thing to do, but just getting that building ready for habitation in that kind of left-hand area we've established for them.
Okay. So you want to... Okay, so they can try and work on that. Yeah, he sits there and says, yeah, they'll take a look at it to try and secure that, get some of that stuff. It'll probably take a few days. The current working party is going to want to rest for at least a day and a half before going out again. So it could take a few days before any of that is ready, unless you wanted to head out there on your own to start kind of prepping the area. He's willing to give you guys a guide, at least one guide to kind of travel with you, to kind of bounce off and collect information as you guys progress up.
Awesome. We get our own little Smurf goblin with us. We like that.
I'll thank him for the guide, and then ask him if there's any particular merchant that I should be trying to sell the blade claws to.
Yeah, we have blade claws, and we have like all of the weapons that we've collected. Didn't gather like a bunch of like javelins and.
Then we left all of that at the entrance. The only thing that we have collected that we brought back would have been what we got from the drow this last go round.
2 longbows, 1 long sword.
For some reason, I thought we had a bunch of stuff from that first fight that we had.
We left it at the entrance stacked up because we couldn't carry it.
We also have 19 javelins. No, all the javelins went there.
Yeah.
They were the blade spider legs.
Yeah, the claws. That's
Okay.
We have 25 of those. We can try to offload those, but we don't have any other weapons that I know of anyway, other than what we collected from the drow. So
He doesn't have
ask
any.
him who I should work to sell those to.
He has it's just we have a couple of blacksmiths that could probably take a look at those to see what you could do with that.
Okay. So I'll go over and try to make a deal with the closest one.
Okay, NPC on the fly. Ready, go.
I won't ask you for a name for him this time.
His name's Nevitt.
You're ready for that one.
I've been studying.
Always have a list of names ready for when your party's like, oh, what's your name?
Yeah.
Nevitt Blacksmith. Good.
So Nevitt, as you kind of head over there, and he tells you to go and seek Nevitt, and as you go to find Nevitt, you see a group of gnomes kind of working kind of a makeshift kind of blacksmith area, and there's one that seems to be kind of working away, trying to shape some metals, possibly like a piece of jewelry or a buckler. Not quite sure. It's really they're. For you and Ari, they're really, since gnomes are small, it's kind of hard. It's the spatial concept of, well, for you that might be a bracelet, but for a gnome it might be a bracer. So trying to figure that out.
Understood.
And as you kind of go, he turns and he kind of looks. He kind of and he responds to when you call out for Nevitt. He's like, "Yes. What do you? You're tall. What do you want?"
I have here some things that might interest you. We were told by your leader that you might have some interest in some blades from blade spiders that you might work into something of use.
Kind of eyes you suspiciously. It's like, let's see what you got.
So I'll pull out the blades that I have in my quiver of Alona.
Yeah.
And show him what they are.
Wow. So you pull out, so it's all 20 some odd legs?
Yeah, I don't think we need to really keep any. We have some more at the entrance still.
Okay. He looks them over and it's like, well, I can certainly possibly use their blades for a couple of things for a couple of things. Probably give you 2 handfuls of gems for these. Could be about 50 gold equivalent.
Let's see if we can do some negotiation and persuade him to give us maybe a little bit more.
Certainly try.
Are those gnome handfuls or Anarion sized handfuls?
Gnome handfuls.
Oh.
Their currency is gems.
Had to ask.
That would be a nat 20 for a 23.
Okay, what's your counter offer?
So he's offering 50. We'll start double that. We'll go with 100 and see what we can do.
It's kind of suspicious. Was okay. Fair. We can work with that. See if their quality is any good. So he gives you 4 handfuls of gnome gems.
Okay. So 100 gold piece worth of gem.
Yep, 100 gold.
And I'll also let him know that we do have a few more still stashed away if they aren't discovered by other creatures, and we might possibly then bring back some more perhaps at some point in time.
If they're still there, Karen crawlers typically come around at the smell of the dead, so if they are, cool. If not,
so we may possibly have some more for him.
Alrighty.
Or some carrion crawler bits. But I'm not there, sorry.
No, you're not. You're at camp.
All right.
All right. Shraggy, what are you doing?
While he's doing that, I'll probably just wander off and have a word with some of the Sneveblin engineers, just to make sure, obviously, get some plans in place and sort of show them the sketches and stuff so they can be as efficient as possible. Yeah, just get a feel for obviously shoring up those walls, obviously explain about the Umber Hulks coming in and just what can be done about it as well.
All right.
Just probably giving them a bit of a lay of the land of what we saw further north as well in those rooms, giving them a warning about the cadaver collector. Obviously explain the sort of area around there so they can expand their knowledge of the zones.
All right. He's your contact is a female gnome named Bandon, Badan.
Awesome.
She's kind of the lead engineer.
Cool. Yeah, obviously we'll explain that obviously the workers, we've now got a couple of extra workers. It all seems to be working fine. Yeah, obviously they should be safe to go back and do the work other than normal sort of wandering monsters. The main threat's finished. So they should be able to maybe like some small scouts out with them to keep an eye on stuff. They should be able to react quick enough. And they've got that main area they can fall back to now as well, should they need to pull away from the actual tunnel collapsing.
Okay. Sounds good. Good. Alrighty. So you guys continue to kind of share that info and whatnot. Meanwhile, back at the camp, what are the 3 of you doing?
I did send you a message in Discord with a question.
Open?
I know, right? Go ahead and ask a few more.
Okay.
I have since lost all my notes on that conversation, so...
That's good because I vaguely remember. I'd have to go back and rewatch that particular episode to fully remember.
Well, since I'm the one who lost my notes, I can do that. And so maybe we can deal with that next episode.
I believe that will be episode 5?
It was a few ago, yeah. It's okay.
I think the tag is Grim Campers.
Okay. Yeah, for now I'm just enjoying oh, actually, I kind of want to try to make something with my alchemy kit.
Okay.
So how do you run that? Because I've only ever used alchemy kits in my home game, which is probably a little bit different.
It's a toolkit, so you would make the attempt. It would be basically just like any other skill check. If you have, since you have it, it'd be like your proficiency. And
Well, I kind of just want to like throw some stuff together that I found and see what comes out. So how would you run that?
I guess we'll see what the dice decide.
Okay, so this is something
Tell me your ingredients.
This is something I really enjoy doing in my home game, so I want to try doing it here.
PG Striker, make sure you take a note to send me a message later. Speaking to the tricksters.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm going to use a base of water from one of my water skins.
Okay.
And then I am going to use some Underdark mushrooms and some of the mold from one of the gas spores that you said I collected with help from Volkin. And I'm going to grind up a displacer claw. And put that all together and see what happens.
Alrighty. Well, now you would roll a skill check. So you would take roll your d20, and the alchemist kit would be, because you're trained in that, so it'd be your proficiency bonus with that, and I would say probably the intelligence modifier.
Okay, so proficiency plus intelligence.
Yep.
And from inside the camp, we hit this small.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Yep.
You know that question you keep asking me, what could go wrong?
I rolled an 11. 6 on the die.
All right. So you're sitting there, and of course, Volkin and Obsidian, you see that Will has pulled out this little kit of biles and baubles, and you see her kind of with the pestle and grinding and putting it all in there, and she kind of watches it, and then she goes to do the quick little last drip, and there's a little puff of smoke.
Just before we go there, I think in the chat earlier, I think somebody did give Will inspiration right at the very start of the session. I'd need to check, but I think we've had a couple of inspirations come through. Maybe this would be a good time for it.
Yeah.
There's an inspiration and 2 wild magics.
And a nat 20 for there's a nat 20 for Volkin. Inspiration for Will, 2 inspiration for Wills, and two wild magics on the table.
Yeah. I'll save that nat 20 for the dexterity saving throw I'm about to take.
All right, reward queue done.
Love it.
Yeah, the potion comes together. It's got kind of this like sickly gray color to it.
With my inspiration, that makes it a 14.
Okay. So a sickly gray kind of color. So,
okay. Can I smell it, feel it, see what I think it might do?
Certainly can.
Okay. What would I roll for that?
That would be a constitution check.
I'm not tasting it.
Oh, you're using your senses, so I'm going to make you use the con. You're going to use the con.
Constitution check or saving throw?
Constitution check. You're not tasting it. You're smelling it.
Okay, my dice just fell out of my hand. Do I use that or do I roll it?
Your discretion.
I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not great, so I'll just stick with it, I guess. That makes it a 15.
15. The smell is kind of like burnt hair.
Good start.
And I'm sharpening a dagger, looking at her, going, "What the hell are you doing?"
Alchemy.
You're just throwing random stuff together.
Most of the greatest inventions of time were accidental.
dear.
How do you know if it's going to work if you don't put it together and try?
That's what labs are for. Not the middle of a camp.
Seems like a lab to me, wherever there's science being done.
Oh dear.
If the labs do that, what do the Alsatians do?
So with that roll, can I get any sort of a sense of what it might do?
You kind of get the feeling it might be a failure.
Okay.
It smells pretty bad. It doesn't give a whole lot off to it. And considering you weren't really sure what you were doing when you threw in there, so the DC was kind of up there.
Okay.
I'm going to take out the unicorn horn.
Okay.
And I'm going to place like a little bit of, like a little square of leather or some sort of scrap of something I have on the ground. Now I'm going to take the unicorn horn and my magic hatchet, hand axe,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to scrape off some powder into that bundle.
Okay.
And then once I have a somewhat decent amount, I'm not scraping off a lot.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Will.
Okay.
And offer to her.
So what, about 3 ounces maybe, or
Something like that.
Yeah.
Not enough to really affect the horn, but just enough so that she can do something with it.
Yeah, so I'd say probably a few grams, because ounces are liquid, but yeah, probably a few grams worth of the unicorn horn.
Yeah.
Enough for let's see. Enough for 1 use.
Okay. I take it with great reverence. Thank you, Volkin. This is really nice. Hang on.
Chad, give me a D100.
Huh?
Obsidian, give me a D100. You keep going, Will.
I take out one of the big old displacer teeth that I got. Here, I harvested this from a creature that I killed.
I take the tooth
Thank
and
you.
I nod.
Thank you very much. Tuck it away for later because I'm not feeling like my luck is with me today.
46.
You spontaneously combust.
I know. That's what I'm afraid of.
Alrighty. Obsidian, as you're kind of looking about the space, there's kind of, as looking about the area, you come across a pair of gloves. They seem in really good condition. And if you go to put them on, after a little while, after you put them on, they kind of disappear, leaving your hands the way they were. You have discovered a pair of gloves of thievery. These gloves are invisible while worn. While wearing them, you gain a +5 bonus to dexterity, sleight of hand checks, and dexterity checks to pick locks.
Your sleight of hand is going to be insane.
That's Shragnaz. My sleight of hand will be a 9 now. Thieves' Tool's a 12.
It is a gift from the tricksters.
Thank you, tricksters.
It's not all wild magic and painful.
Amazing. Thank you, tricksters.
More specifically, it was jasfahl.
Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you, John.
Shrag, you weren't supposed to tell.
Ha! Dropped you in it. See, he's a nice guy, really. It's not true what they all say.
Moving on. So, back over to Anarion Trag. Have you completed everything you wanted to do inside the Enclave?
Yeah, we'll collect the guide, and I'll double check with Shrag and see if there's anything else that we need to wrap up here before we go meet the others.
Nah, we're all good to go. We gotta find more shinies now.
Let's go find some shinies. And so we'll head out to meet everyone at Volkin's camp.
Alrighty.
Does this whole cavern just smell like roasting fruit?
Anari, evens or odds?
Evens.
Okay. Your gnome that kind of runs up, your gnome guide that runs up is a female gnome. Her name is Cablas, Cabblass. I'll get the sidekick stats for that a little bit later.
That will work.
To use a sidekick, new, released recently in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything.
Shameless plug there, but okay. Alrighty, so yeah.
No shame. No shame.
No shame. That's cool. All right, so you guys head over to the camp. You see Volkin, Obsidian, and Will kind of hanging out. You three see Anari, Shrag, and a little female gnome kind of come up. She stops at some point when seeing Volkin and Oren, and is just a little hesitant to come any closer.
I'll try to persuade her to come and get to know them and introduce them to Volkin.
Like, well, okay. Your traveling companions, okay.
As she kind of comes into the camp, I want to make eye contact with her. And even though, everyone else says that it's okay, I want to assert that, the same kind of stands here. And kind of give her a bit of a look, like, how do I explain it? Yeah, that I'm watching her, basically.
Okay.
Without doing the thing.
without going like that.
Yeah. Just an insinuated sort of like I'm watching you, kind of squinted eyes sort of look.
Is this kind of like an intimidation or a kind of a persuasion? Are you trying to like welcome her but let her know that you should be watched? So it's probably more of an intimidation.
No, without the rest of them kind of knowing. I'm trying to hide it, but I'm trying to let her know that my eyes are on her.
Okay.
Passive perception is 20.
He's being subtle with it, but still, it's that
Anarion's
look,
23. So
go ahead and do the intimidation. Yeah.
Can I use pass without a trace from?
Well, I get the intent of what you're doing, so we'll
Can't get anything past you guys.
Nope.
Intimidation, eh? Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good. That's a 0.
Would passive perceptions count in that state? Because it's not something
I have a
you're
negative
looking
2?
out for.
say that again, Shrag.
I'm going to say, would the passive perceptions really work there? Because you're not actively looking out for it. It's not like watching a Duergar.
John's paying attention.
You cut out at the end there, Johnny.
Oh, well, internet connection is unstable. No, I'm just saying it. Is it necessarily a day-to-day occurrence of a Duergar sort of trying to intimidate a Sneveblin? I mean, would they really notice it? It's not your day-to-day stuff.
Yeah,
Seeing you there with the passive.
It's. I mean, you're talking. It's the Underdark, so yeah, it's like you guys probably would not notice it just because, again, this is a whole level of things that you're not familiar with.
Yeah, guys.
So,
Stuff your 20
he
pluses.
goes. But either way, in the end, though, when he does that, and she kind of takes the look and kind of gives a nod, but then she kind of winks and gives a grin, Like, she gets what he was trying to do, but she doesn't feel it particularly, and she's taking it in stride.
Yeah.
So another day in the office.
Noted.
So she actually starts to feel a little more relaxed as she kind of sits down with everybody.
So, since the party wasn't there for our negotiations and our talk, I'll share the information that we gathered about the myconid colonies and the pieces of the shard with the drow and the fishmen, the myconids, and explain that the guide is there to help us get to the myconid colony so that we can possibly negotiate for the piece that they have, or try to figure out a way to obtain it from them, and essentially just relay all the information that they missed while we were making our negotiations.
Myconid soup is very good, very tasty.
I bet it would be good with this jerky.
Yeah, cream of myconid.
We have some of their stuff that we found in that chest.
That might be useful if it's something they want or need. Perhaps we can use it to trade.
Absolutely.
What do I know about myconid, Steve?
Myconids are kind of living fungus. They have several different growths. They typically are in kind of large fungal areas. Growing up, you would have come across them in passing. They don't speak. They don't have any kind of verbal communications, but they tend to communicate through through their spores. But they're typically kind of keep to themselves, and they don't are not overtly hostile. Growing up, some of the other Duergar that you would have grown up with before you went off on your own, they would like torment them because like just for sport. But but you are aware that sometimes when they're in large numbers, they can be particularly dangerous.
Right.
But they're not typically a threat, and more often than not, they're just kind of there as an annoyance or a little bit. You don't feel that they're a whole lot of sport for you personally, but you also know that you definitely don't want to be like piss off an entire colony and have it chase you.
Right. Okay.
But the biggest thing is that they don't talk. They don't verbalize in any way. They speak telepathically.
Okay.
Maybe we should have Volkin look at these items we found and see if he can tell if these are something that's rare that they're going to want back, or if it's just like a common thing that we can just use for our own benefit. Because if they're super rare, like something they would want back, that would be a great bargaining chip. But if not, it's basically just a free health potion for us. We could use all the health potions we can get down here.
Right. There it is. So sure, I'll pull there's a small bag of powder. It's ground up powder, and it's a potion that is white and swirling. So I'll pull those out of the bag of holding and hold them up to you. Do you know anything about these?
Do I know anything about those?
Not particularly. I mean, the powder looks pretty much like any other kind of powder. It could be valuable, it could be not. Same thing with the potion. It probably good chance it is a healing potion. It's just you couldn't tell whether or not they're of any particular significance or not. Other than they are made by myconids.
Okay. No idea.
All right. Thanks for checking.
Thank you for looking. Back in the bag they go.
Never know.
Sure.
I lost your face for a second there. Well, so I guess our next decision is, where do we go next? Do we go to the fish people in the lake? Do we go to the mushroom jungle with the myconids? Or do we go see the drow? We all know how much Anarion loved drow.
Think which one is closer? I'll look to the guide. Cablis?
Yeah, Cablis.
Cablis.
She says the fish people are far to the west toward the lake, and to the northwest is where there's an encampment of drow. How far away isn't not very clear to her, but they have seen patrols somewhat every so often come close, and that there have been like roaming driders as well. So
Why don't we go to the myconids first, since they seem to be maybe the easiest to deal with?
I have a feeling the drow might be the hardest.
I agree.
The drow we've encountered so far have been numerable and powerful, and driders are not fun.
No. So, myconids it is.
They were to the east, right?
north.
North. Okay. So we've got north, northwest, and west.
Yep.
Okay.
Shrag will just have a little giggle in the background and go, doesn't leave much room for error.
Oh. Just for that, next time he wants a ride, make him walk.
And a quick flip on the camera.
Sorry.
That's fine.
I must say I'm quite excited to see some fungal forests. They're beautiful, unlike anything I've ever seen on the surface.
Oh God, Sid's DMing on Monday? Dear.
I'll see when we swap round ask. Give Joe a week off.
Wait, what?
Don't think
Well,
Jason did that.
Because I came Volkin for a while there, it's a case of, I'm Jay now, I'll give him a break on Monday.
Everybody
Yeah.
survives! Yay!
Oh no, much worse.
That's one feeling like the L.
Yeah, throw a curveball
Alrighty.
and make a Sharkman turn up.
Okay.
Almost.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just making a stupid comment about Sharkman.
Oh yeah.
Vulcan, are you ready to go? Do you have more you need to do?
Do.
Nope. And I start to gather my things. And I wake Morin.
So we've decided to go to the Myconid colony.
I believe so.
Well, it seems like.
Okay.
Okay. So, first trek leading up is going north along the route that you guys were helping the gnomes kind of close everything off. And of course, you know the side tunnels where there were several creatures that had been you had come across. Not quite sure where. They kind of not quite sure as far as if they're still there or what their current status. But Cabness is leading you even further north, where you come into a garden area that you've seen before. This one, the orientation's a little bit different. And just as before, there are several fountains, there are several large terraces and paths that kind of lead out and about, and these large kind of fungus trees. They're essentially trees, they're so large. The ceiling is about 100 feet high. And there were several, you see several orbs that seem to be kind of having this a kind of a continual light spell. Some of them are extremely faded, and some are just not working at all anymore, just based on their age.
Got a few light bulbs out.
More than a few.
Are they like physical objects?
Yeah, think of like think like a Victorian gas lamps. Only instead of being fire or anything inside, it's the light spell's been cast on it. So some of them are cracked and broken. Some of them are just really, really faded and no longer function. And they're kind of spaced along the pathway.
Can I take one of the ones that's out?
Certainly try. Go ahead and give me
I would like to try.
Go ahead and give me a dex check to see if you can pull it down from its mounting. I love that
Probably
face.
not.
You have an
dice don't
inspiration
like
if you want to
me.
use it.
I don't think it's going to help because that was only an 8.
Yeah, it takes you a while. Takes you about 20-30 minutes, but you're able to kind of figure it out and detach it.
I don't know that I would want to take that long. I would probably try for like 2 minutes, and if I couldn't get it, I would just be like, oh well,
Okay.
we'll get it later.
Based on the appearance of this area to the last one, if I remember correctly, the last one was where we had avoided those shriekers, and we had kind of identified those. I want to be on the lookout for that type of a structure.
Good call. That's way more pertinent than taking lamps.
Yeah, go ahead and your passive perception being 24. You're as you kind of 23 as you kind of walk into this area, you don't see any of those creatures based on your nature lesson.
Okay. Anything that we can identify that would indicate that this might possibly be the an area that the myconids might be in, or ask the guide about?
There are myconids that live in all of these groves, and there are several that they have scouted out. One of them was really heavily collapsed on one side, but they've always seen various groups of myconids in each of them. But the leader of this particular group of them that kind of ties everybody together, he is in an area that's actually above the city, in a chamber above.
Okay.
They said the camp is in a chamber above the city of myconids?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I missed a word in there somewhere.
No, he did.
Oh.
Cabnus tells you that there are several. There are a few large grand stairwells that lead up and down, and based on what you've seen on some of the scale on some of these rooms, something that could be above all of this would be pretty high up.
I'll ask Cablas, do you have a means to communicate with the myconids?
Not over long distance. Typically, you have to get close to them and for their spores.
Do they have a means of communication over long distance?
Not that we can tell for non-myconid races.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure plants talk to each other.
I was just thinking if perhaps we could contact some of the myconids perhaps in this garden space. They might let the myconid leader know that we were interested in an audience with him or a meeting with him.
Unsure. There's a lot of other fungal creatures that live, and myconids are rare to see. We've seen them, but they're rare compared to some of the other creatures.
Very well. We'll just continue then on our way.
Alrighty. It is almost 11:30, so we're going to take the opportunity to take our quick break. So about 10 minutes, and then we'll be back to continue the travel. Thank you everyone for watching so far. Hopefully, I see there's quite a bit in the rewards queue to kind of go through.
Thanks.
We have the best viewers.
Yes. So,
Lies are best.
stick around, hang out, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Right before we went to break, there was another trickster gift for Shragnaz. So while you're in the garden area right now, kind of exploring about the paths and all the vegetation, Shrag, you notice a vial kind of tucked off. It kind of glints and catches your eye. And as you go to pick it up, you look at it, and this potion appears to change color and texture each time you look at it. So it's like when you first noticed it, it was one thing, and then you look at it again after you picked it up, it's something else. As you go to every time you take your eyes off and come back, it changes.
The buck of the out potion.
Something like that.
As we're wandering along, I'll just sort of slowly cast Identify on it as a ritual as we're walking along, just to identify what the potion actually is.
Certainly can.
I can put Shraggy on my shoulders. If that helps. Or, do you want furry friends?
Yeah, we're traveling, aren't we? Yeah. Yeah. Shrag's going to walk up to Hillary and be just pull on the hem of her cloak and going, for a walk? You know? Long distance?
Sorry, spacing. Forgot about the little legs. Okay, so pull out the fur balls.
And today's random fur balls are...
Drum roll, please.
We've got a mastiff, a giant goat, and a brown bear.
Oh, choices.
All very huntable.
Yes. So for Volkin, as you're standing there with this group, you see Will kind of go over to this gray satchel she has and pulls out these 3 puffs of fur and tosses them out. And then immediately it's like a poof, poof, poof. A mastiff, a giant goat, and a bear just appear right where the balls hit the ground.
And I immediately go and give them all scritches and belly rubs. He's a good brown bear.
Is that just a normal brown bear?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, let's have a little double check.
How do they react to Morin? They're just a bunch of wild creatures kind of hanging out in the space.
They seem uninterested. They're just they're completely under my command and control. So unless I tell them to do something, they will defend themselves. But
Morin's eyeing your goat.
if you kill them, they will just disappear. They are not regular things. They are animated puffballs. Not good for killing. Please.
She doesn't know that. She's not very smart.
Giant goat versus giant badger could be interesting.
I'm telling
In the
them.
words of Brandon, I'm cool, but my badger's a bit of a douche. So.
Based on the fact that Shraggy likes the boars and the giant goats, not the normal goats, because they make really good chargeable creatures, and he loves his goblin cavalry. He's gonna, out of his rucksack, he's gonna pull the saddle out, and he's gonna go put it onto the goat, and he'll turn to Hillary and sort of put his arms up in the air as usual and go, please.
Well, I don't know who this Hillary person is you keep talking about. But
there was a mixture there of out of character and in character. It was maybe a little mixed up.
That's Gavin doing it today too.
Willery.
Oh, will you put me up?
I got you, Shaggy.
All right, so Shrag is gonna control the goat.
Yep.
Alrighty, and so we got that. Shrag finds the potion. He casts Identify on the potion. He finds out that the potion is a vial of thistle toxin antidote, which effectively cures the polymorph effect imposed by thistle toxin. And he's going to roll on the wild magic table because he cast the spell and there were 2 on deck.
Yep, that's all good.
Wait, there's a poison that just makes you polymorph?
Yes.
Yeah, I have one.
That's cool.
That's a 70 for the wild magic.
17 or 70?
70.
70. Dun dun dun. Oh, that's
And
hilarious.
today's winner is
Each creature within 30 feet of you becomes invisible for the next minute. Visibility ends on the creature when it attacks or casts a spell.
Does that include me, or does every creature? Do I suddenly feel like I'm very lonely, or do I go invisible as well?
No, you and everyone in the party, including the animals, all vanish.
Guys, I got a potion.
Yeah, y'all look at each other and it's like you can't see each other.
Guys. Hello? Shraggy?
I'm here. You'll hear the bleating of the goat and the little footsteps. Ha. Now that's a pass without trace.
And poof, we're back.
Lasts for a minute, so as you guys if you guys want to hang out there for the minute to let it go or continue to move on.
Let's take advantage of this minute and walk invisibly.
All right, go and roll stealth checks with advantage.
Yeah. Thanks, tricksters.
I don't think advantage to advantage really helps much.
Not really.
No, probably not.
That's a natural 20, so it's a 27.
Hey.
Rolled a 16. That's 26.
20 for Anarion.
Alrighty, don't forget for the goat, the bear, the mastiff, and the badger.
I rolled a 1 and a 3.
Ouch.
That's
So I'll
very
have a
unusual
13.
for Obsidian.
Yeah.
It doesn't know
I
what
A
to do, it's
19 for
invisible.
Morn.
Okay.
I got a 19 as well.
Yep.
And I will.
This jail.
I'll do the one for the goatee. Oh, that was 19. I hate that's the one thing that really gets me about D&D Beyond is you roll the dice, it gets a really good dice roll, and just hits the side of the screen, and just goes, oh, flop.
Interfere.
The goat rolled a 3. He doesn't know what's happening.
Wow.
The Mastiff got a nat 20.
Stealth hound.
Totally.
Elfhound. Total is 22. Oh my god! And the brown bear got a nat 20. I just rolled 2 nat 20s in a row.
Well, you just wasted them.
I feel like that was kind of a waste.
Steve, while I'm walking here, I'm always constantly looking at tracks and
All right.
kind of seeing what creatures may have frequented. So you can just kind of keep that in mind as we go.
All right.
If there's anything of note.
This area is, of course, like I said, is kind of a heavily overgrown area with the various fungi. You recognize that this area is probably a good resource location for building materials, and that there have been creatures that kind of frequented through.
Okay.
Of several couple of large beasts, some that slither, some that walk, as well as some other slight tracks of some smaller creatures.
Any sign of the Bahir?
No.
Okay.
No sign of the Bahir in this area.
And I will be constantly keeping an eye out for shriekers specifically.
All right. As you guys continue along the path that Cabas is leading you on, for a little while, for those with the really high perceptions, passive perceptions, every so often you notice there's a kind of a little shift of movement in the fungi as you're kind of going about until at some point the invisibility fades and you all are now visible again on the path and seeing all this little bit of movement every so often on the side as you kind of turn to look. Seems to have stopped, Then you possibly hear it a little bit again off to another side as you're progressing through. Kind of thinking that scene from the first Jurassic Park when the Dilophosaurus was kind of just in the brush as Nedry walked by.
Just kind of keep an eye, and as long as it's not threatening, I'm not gonna make any threatening movements.
Obsidian.
I'm trucking.
All right. Volkin.
Same.
Drag.
Yep.
Will.
Yep.
You get about halfway through the garden area, and the movement is a little more pronounced. And kind of standing in the center of the path in front of you is this little kind of humanoid-looking shape, about the size of a gnome, kind of standing there with a spear. And next to him is another off to the side a little bit is another creature. It's kind of four-legged, kind of walking about.
How far away are they from us?
They're about 20 to 30 feet in front of you as you're going.
Okay, so
Is
they're
Cablis concerned since she's our guide? Does she show any concern about?
She
these
starts to
people?
slow down a little bit and gives you an indication that she's putting her guard up.
Do I know what this is, Scoob?
Go ahead and give me a nature check.
Oh, that's a natural one.
Oh, no.
Which is a 2, but actually a 5 because of my natural explorer.
This creature is a plant-based creature. There are several that it could be. Given its size, it's probably some type of. Not quite sure what type, but you know it's a plant-based creature, and the fact that it has a spear indicates that it has some intelligence and some kind of tribal nature to it.
Do we think this is one of the myconids we heard about?
Yep. He can tell that it is not a myconid.
Is it blocking the path?
Yes.
Oh, Jason, don't forget you've got a nat 20.
Mm-hmm. I'm saving it.
Is it making any hostile actions or just blocking the path so that we can't cross?
It's kind of blocking the path, standing in front of you.
I'll say in Undercommon, we wish to pass through. We do not wish to harm you or any others in this area.
Cocks his head. Doesn't respond.
Is there any sense that we're being surrounded at all? Like any other movement? And sorry, you're saying that there's a path and it's a kind of a garden on either side?
Yes.
What's on either side of the path?
Either side of the path is the large kind of fungal groves, various heights. I mean, you think about like a botanical garden path.
Yeah.
Only instead of trees and flowers, it's all various fungus form. There are a few little splits of movement, but nothing. But all kind of in several directions around you.
Okay. And sorry, do I get a sense that there's any others around us?
Give me a perception check.
Yep. Actually, let me just look at something for a sec.
Or you can give it insight might be another one, but definitely perception.
Okay. It's only a 9.
Oh no!
But is it a mighty 9 though?
9.
I'm gonna motion to Morin as we typically do. I'm gonna do like a and like point her in the opposite direction to the right, and we're gonna go stealth, and I'm gonna break off from the party into the fungal growth.
Okay.
That sounds wrong.
Go ahead and roll your
Yeah.
stealth. Go ahead and roll your stealth check.
Come on, stealth. 19 for me. And a 8. That was a natural 1 plus 8 for Morin.
All right. So if I'm picturing right, it's like you went left, Morin went right into off to the path.
Yeah, and it typically means that we're going to circle around.
Okay.
She knows that we're circling around.
Did we see them break off?
You definitely heard Morin, and you kind of caught the sight of Volkin as they hit the brush line, and kind of started going in to kind of get around this creature.
So seeing that, thinking maybe they've heard or seen something that we didn't, I'm going to get on the broom and go up 30 feet to try and get a better bird's eye view.
Yep.
Anarion, do you think you can talk to this thing with your fancy hat?
It allows me to understand, but it doesn't allow me to speak to them. I've tried communicating with them in Underdark, but all I get is a cocked head at this point. And after Will asks me that, then I'll look back at the creature in the path and I'll try to make gestures to say we want to pass through.
It doesn't react. It still stands there watching you.
Just have interest, Goo. What's the sort of the ground like in here? Is it all hard stone, or is it sort of loosish earth and mud and stuff like that?
The path itself is kind of a rough cobblestone. It's just well worn. Off to the side is more of kind of a dirt area that allows all of the various fungus to grow. Way back when, these areas were known for their as kind of these large kind of groves with various fountains and whatnot in them.
I'll turn to Kablis and ask her, do you know what this is and why it would be blocking our path?
She's like, I'm not quite sure what they are, but where there's one, there's more, and they don't particularly like trespassers.
I will take a little block of hardtack out. Somebody want to try to talk to it? I'm not great at talking. Anarion, you seem to be better with the talking thing. I don't know if it will eat hardtack, but food is always a good starting point. I don't think it wants any of this strawberry jerky stuff.
No, you want to keep that for yourself because it's so good.
It's really quite good.
Yeah, it doesn't seem interested in talking, so I haven't gotten any responses from it to anything that I've tried to say or do.
Sorry, Scoob, did we get a long rest since I cast all my spells? Since our last combat? No, right?
And you had a long rest after you rescued the gnome from the gas spores.
Yeah.
And then went back into the Enclave and then left the Enclave. So, no, haven't had a long rest since.
Oh, since the unicorn combat.
Not since the unicorn combat.
Because I don't think I had the long rest before that, because all my slots are gone. I don't think I used all my slots on the unicorn. I think I just used Hunter's Mark.
Yeah.
Well, actually, well, let's see. It would have taken a little while to go through all that conversation with there. So, yeah, I would say you would have had a long rest before heading out on this next leg. So,
okay.
Yeah, I think if we knew that he was down magic, we would have waited until he was ready to go.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Very gracious. Thank you.
Yep.
Gracious and benevolent DM.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Alrighty.
Yeah, till he throws another 18 creatures in front of us.
We can handle it as long as we don't start with a fireball.
That being said, so kind of looking at, you have the two creatures kind of in front. Like I said,
Scoob, all we see is a black screen.
Well, since nobody else seems to want to try, I'm gonna try to, like, I'll put one hand up and then like some rations in my other hand and just try to, like, I'll take a couple steps toward it and then put the food on the ground and then back up and see if that does anything. I don't have anything else to offer it.
So you go and do that.
Try to look friendly without showing my teeth too much. And I'll actually, before I put the food on the ground, I'll like break a part off and put it in my mouth and eat it, and then put the rest on the ground. I don't know what plant creatures eat.
It doesn't make any motion forward, but the other creature does kind of move forward. It kind of goes at it, bats it around a little bit, and just kind of ignores it, and kind of just stays roughly there, kind of watching.
Like when you try to give a dog broccoli.
Yeah. So let's see. So where we have where? Let's see. Obsidian said he was in the air on his broom.
Yeah. Do I see anything from the air that I didn't see on the ground?
No, the canopy along the side is a little bit thick, so you're not able to see down, but you do, other than a little bit of slight sway and things, but you do see that in kind of around the party out about 20 to 40 feet from the path. Volkin or Shrek,
Yeah.
Is there something you wanted to do real quick?
I was going to try and get out. Right, so using sleight of hand so they don't actually see it, I'm going to try and use precipitation to try and distract them, make some kind of noise and sort of stuff over into the side in amongst all the bush and stuff, away from the two trying to sneak around, but obviously just try and make it off in the distance and make it sound like something else is rustling around, quite big, moving through the mushrooms, approaching towards them, see if we can distract them with it. So my sleight of hand is a 13, that's 28.
Okay.
All the sleight of hand.
You should see me do Find the Lady on the cards. It's amazing.
Alrighty. So, where do you center that?
Yeah. So okay. So two things. We've got another wild magic on the table, but there's actually already one sat there as well, wasn't there? So
yeah. So yeah.
So I'm gonna center it off down here somewhere, at the bottom right-hand corner of the map.
Okay.
And I'm then gonna roll a D100.
Yep.
Is a 92. 9-2.
Been getting a lot of really high ones recently.
Yep. If you die within the next minute, you immediately come back to life as if by the reincarnate spell.
Oh no, that one
We've
again.
had that one.
Don't die in the next minute.
No, I might come back as a human or an elf or really surprise you.
Luckily, we're not in combat yet. The minute will go by quick.
Yeah, he got that one in the middle of combat last time.
Yeah, that, and I had regeneration, and I had light, and I turned to a potted plant. It's fine. It's all good.
Fine.
That would be an interesting one to do for roll by roll.
All right, Vulcan. What you and Morna both kind of moved up into the brush, trying to circle around behind the creature.
Yeah, I keep trying to circle, and so Morin is sniffing to find out if there are more out there.
All right.
I'm also looking for tracks and searching to see if there are more of these creatures
All right.
as I circle.
Give me perception checks on both of you.
Okay, Morin has advantage because she's smelling. That's 23 for Morin.
Okay.
Nice.
And perception or survival for me?
Perception.
Okay. Well, that spun for a while there.
Yeah.
That's only a 9, but I'm going to go ahead and use my natural 20.
Okay. All right. So as you and Morin are kind of moving out and around, at some point you guys get about, I want to say about 15, 20 feet off the path to kind of, as you're kind of doing that circle around.
Yeah.
And you both sort of stop because as you look about, you see there are several more of these creatures in your way to try and get around.
Okay.
Morin can definitely sense a whole slew of them, or several of them near him as trying to move about, and with that you kind of get the sense that if you go any further you're gonna end up engaging with them. And as you do that, Morin also notices where Shrag had summoned the prestidigitation trying to make a noise.
Yeah.
And that actually did cause some movement near Morin as the creatures reacted to that slightly.
Yeah.
And then they all start to kind of move forward.
Okay.
This is where we do that wonderful fun.
The 3 words guaranteed to start a fight.
Yep.
Or the 2 words roll initiative.
Pretty much. As the trap has sprung. So just as they start to move, the rest of you on the path see all the movements try to occur. And then you see more of these little gnome-like plant creatures and the other creature all start to move toward and enclose around you.
Hey.
Holy.
Oh,
Yeah, Jay, he
Jeez.
doesn't mess around when we do initiative here.
No kidding.
Hey,
Is-
Scoob, you may want to put it up on.
I'm going to.
Do we have the initiative tracker?
Yeah, I'm getting that up now.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought I just couldn't see it.
I haven't pulled.
Oh boy. Oh god. Oh man.
Yeah.
I just saw the map.
Yeah.
Crap. Oh boy.
Lots
So
of fun, but again, not as bad as you think it is.
So just to clarify, Scoop, anything outside of that blue line is soft dirt and earth and soft
Yes.
dirt and earth. Cool. Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
I think I have just about everybody for that. I'm still missing a couple people from the initiative order.
Oh, I probably haven't put myself in there yet.
No, that's fine.
I was gonna say I haven't seen my token yet, so I haven't.
I see Anarion there. Shrag
Okay, there we go.
should have just about everybody. I just
Does Morin react on my turn?
yes, he would react on. He would essentially act on your turn.
And the Mastiff and the Brown Bear, are they going to go on my turn?
Yes.
Okay. I'll put my initiative into theirs. Glad we've got a couple extra creatures, because we're about to fight another 30 creatures.
Yeah, but it's probably not going to go as long as the last one. I guarantee that, because he's. But yeah. It could be.
Famous
It could be
last
fun.
words.
I'm excited.
I don't see my token in here.
Faster way to, but let's see. Morin. Yep, I don't have a Volkin. There's a Volkin now. What'd you get on your
Thank
initiative,
you.
Volkin?
I got it.
Okay,
It's in.
cool. Thankfully, all of the pygmies and the slingers all go on the same turn, so that will be fun.
I think we might have 2 goats in the initiative order as well, Scoob.
All right, I'll scrub one out.
And these creatures, they had what sort of weapons on them?
Appears to the pygmies look like they have some spears. I go, yep. Trag, what'd you get? You got your initiative in there.
Yeah.
Nari, in. All right, Will, you got a 22 on your initiative.
Yes, sir.
So the bear and the mastiff are there. Alrighty. Starting with the top. Oh, wow. Volkin and Morin are up first.
Okay, just 1 sec. I'm just trying to figure one thing out here.
You're fine.
Okay, can I see Morin across the way, or is the foliage too
The
dense?
foliage is is sort of dense, so you can roughly where he is from the tactic you've used before.
Yeah. But I can't see her, right?
No,
There's no line of sight?
not directly.
Okay. Then the first thing I'm gonna do is sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'm gonna let out a whistle.
Okay.
That will let her know, and as a bonus action, I'm gonna command her to. No, you know what? It doesn't take an action. Yeah. So I give her a verbal command.
Okay.
Kind of like a 2-tone whistle.
All right.
That tells her to backtrack to where she was. So she's able to move, no action required. I can command her to move.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put her back. I'll move her. Kind of there on that side of the.
Okay.
Then I'm also gonna move back. I'm not engaged by anybody, right?
You're not in melee. You're not in the threat square of anybody right now.
Okay, so I'm still gonna stay just on the outside, on this side of the path there.
Okay.
But now I have line of sight as we're both on the tree line.
Yep.
And I am going to cast Enlarge on Morin.
Ooh.
So instead of a large creature or a medium creature, she's now a large creature.
Oh,
Nice.
horse-sized badger.
So
Badger,
just like in Power Rangers, there, Morin just grows.
It's awesome.
And go ahead and roll the 100 for that last wild magic that's on the table.
Oh dear.
Yeah, Jason gets to roll on.
That is a 6.
Whoa. That's a low one.
That was way too close to a 7.
Yes.
God.
I don't know what a 7 is.
Fireball.
Oh dear.
Centered on you.
Oh dear. This is probably gonna be worse.
Never heard of that one before.
Oh dear.
That's not good.
Is it the 6 or the 8? That's also the fireball.
No.
8. It's the 8. 7 and 8 are both fireball.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, so for those wanting to know,
Oh dear.
a Modron chosen and controlled by the DM appears in an unoccupied space within 5 feet of you,
I love
Then-
Modrons.
then disappears 1 minute later.
That's hilarious.
These
So
robotic cubes. Thank you, TGC Striker, and also Dish Pickle. There's another 2 wild magics on the board.
Oh. Thanks, guys.
We love you
so much.
Unfortunately, I don't have that token. Telling her.
Mm.
Volkin, how many hit points does Morin have?
That is a great question. Morin has 32 hit points.
Thank you. So we now have a little tiny
Construct just appears next to Vulcan.
That little guy's
Does it look threatening?
No. It's just kind of
Okay.
standing there right now with a little dagger in its hand.
Do I get the sense that it?
How did I get here?
Yeah. Do I get the sense that it appeared the same way the unicorn did? Like, did the magic look similar?
Yes.
Okay. All right. But I don't feel threatened by it.
No.
I ignore it.
Alrighty.
I wants it. I wants to keep it.
All right. Anything else you wish to do on your turn with Morin?
That's it. Nope.
That's it.
Yeah, because she moved.
You moved. She enlarged. You moved.
Yeah.
You cast
Yeah.
enlarged. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. That leaves Will and her menagerie of magnificent beasts.
Was not expecting to get into a fight with all these creatures. Okay, so for my action, I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians on myself at 4th level, and obviously designate all of my variety of allies, including the new Modron, to be able to be in it safely.
All right. There's the 50 foot on that.
Thank you.
And roll your D100 when you get a moment.
Ah. Well, I have my special D100. That is an 88.
You become invisible for the next minute.
Woo! So my little spectral little thingies float around, and then poof, I disappear.
Yep.
And then the bear, having trouble telling which is which on here.
This is the bear.
Okay, the bear is going to 5, 10, 15, 20. Going to go after this guy. So that's
Okay.
25 feet.
Alrighty.
That's going to miss probably because I only rolled a 3 and it's only got a 6. So that's a 9 to hit.
No, doesn't hit.
Okay, then how about a 13?
13 just hits.
Ooh, sweet! Okay, so the claws hit.
All right.
That's 2d6. Ooh, 6 plus 2 plus 4. So that's 12 slashing damage.
12 slashing damage.
And then I also had... Where's my mastiff?
Your mastiff is right there.
Oh, there's my mastiff. Okay, he's going to move forward and hold an attack in case anything comes within melee range. And that is my turn.
Alrighty. All right, and what about, and you see you did that. Anari, you're up. Obsidian, you're on deck.
All right. So I thought I was close to the one that's blocking the path, but it looks like I'm actually to the rear. Is that correct?
No, you would be up front. Didn't sit there, and so yeah, you're up there.
I just wanted to try to get an idea.
Yeah.
So he's on the path. What's the one behind him?
This is the one that had the spear.
Okay.
This is the other creature that the bear is now engaged with.
Got it. So I'm going to move to engage this guy.
Okay. As you pass by this creature, it would get an attack of opportunity on you.
Fine.
So, yeah, that's a 11 to hit.
Miss.
Alrighty. All right.
So my 2 attacks, dirty 20 and a 17.
Both hit.
Okay. And damage 15 and 9. So 24.
Dead.
Oh,
Alright.
shoot. Wow.
Alrighty. That brings us to Obsidian.
So the only thing I currently can see is the one that's engaged with the bear, correct?
At that height, yes.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use steady aim.
Okay.
And for those that don't know, steady aim allows me, as long as I don't move as a bonus action, I give myself advantage on my next attack roll. So I'm going to roll 13. I'm using a short bow.
Okay.
And I'm well within range, so that's a dirty 20 to hit.
That will hit.
So with sneak, 4d6 plus 4. Wow, I rolled 4 1s on 4d6s.
Wow. That is statistically improbable.
Okay.
4 freaking 1s. So that is 8 points of damage.
Oh my gosh.
Dice giveth and the dice taketh.
Yeah,
The
they do.
dice definitely taketh today.
Alrighty.
And that will end my turn, because obviously now I can't move for the rest of my turn.
No. Alrighty. Now it's Shrag and his collection of companions.
Cool. Okay, so the first thing that's happened is Nat's going to sort of fly higher up into the air because she's got a good dark vision range and have sort of a quick spin around so I can see what she can see. Seeing what's around is, first of all, now this is going to be an interesting one. I'm trying something different here. Is if I was to use mold earth to excavate a 5-foot cube of soil in the soft area directly underneath one of these creatures, it says effectively you can then just move the soil up to 5 feet away and drop it. So in theory, could I excavate 5 foot of soil directly under a creature, have it drop into the pit, and then just let the soil drop back into the hole again? It's not going to cause any damage, but it's effectively going to take them out of the fight.
Yes, that would be plausible. I would have my creature roll a dexterity saving throw to see if it could dodge the sudden fall.
Yep, that's cool.
I love it.
So I am
we
going
can
to,
make that work.
going to try and do the, let me turn to the right, curse would help. So I'm going to try and do the removal of the soil under this guy here
Okay.
and see how that goes. And then the go is going to charge into there.
What's your spell save DC again?
My normal spell save DC is DC 15.
Okay, so that'll be what I'm trying to break.
Yep.
Yeah, not so much. So you cast the mold earth. The ground opens up. The pygmy falls. Ground closes back up. He is out of the fight.
Nice.
Cool.
And
I've
you get a
rolled-
wild magic for that, for your
Yep,
trouble.
so the 38 for the wild magic.
38.
It's a steady supply.
It's gone quiet. He's gone very quiet.
Flumps up here around you.
Creatures everywhere.
So, a collection of flumps.
Man, what a menagerie we have right now.
So,
And the goat's roll
Badger.
to hit is that's a +5. Sadly, that's only going to be an 11, I think, to hit with. Yeah, +5. So 11 to hit the creature I've just charged at.
okay.
Does that hit or is that a miss?
What was the hit? What was the hit again?
It's an 11.
11 will hit.
Ooh, okay. So that's a giant goat. So that's 2d4 +3,
Okay.
which is dice flying around. 5 points of damage.
Okay.
And because this is Goblin Cavalry Tactics again, the goat gets a charge attack, so it takes an additional 2d4 bludgeoning damage because we charge more than 20 foot,
Okay.
which is an additional 4 points of damage.
Okay.
And you need to make a DC 13 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Nat 20.
Awesome. And that's me done. That was a fun turn. You like that?
All right. And now for them.
Good.
So we're going to start with the Thorn Slinger on the bear. That is going to be a 12 to hit the bear.
Yep.
All right. Let's see, 5 points of piercing damage on the bear.
Got it.
All right. Next will be the one attacking the with the goat, and is goat first. Try and hit the goat first. Yeah, it's a natural 1, so it doesn't hit Jack, and knocks itself kind of knocks itself prone in the process. All right, next up. I'm gonna sling at the Mastiff. That's gonna be a 5 to hit.
Is it within melee range?
No, this is distance.
A 5 to hit?
Yep.
That misses.
Alrighty. Let's see. Next up. Try it again. That is a 17 to hit.
The Mastiff?
Yes, on the
Yeah,
Mastiff.
that is.
All right. Ooh. That
And
is
just as a heads up as well, we're back up to 2 wild magics again. Thank you, Dish Pickle.
12 points of piercing damage as a flurry of thorns are thrown at it.
It is down.
All right, so the Mastiff goes poof.
Poof. It has all of 5 hit points, so.
It's fair. All right, next up this one. One will attempt to attempt to target Volkin.
Oh, nice.
That's a 5 to hit.
That is not going to hit.
Lots of 5s.
Yep. This next one is going to attack Anari. Oh, that is going to be a 22 to hit. That hit on Anari?
You're muted, John.
Yep.
Yes, that will hit.
That is going to be 13 points of piercing damage as the flurry of thorns hit you.
Howie.
Got another one that will target you. That's going to be a 14 to hit.
That will miss.
Alrighty, last one. One over here is going to target Morin. That is a 17 to hit Morin.
That is a hit.
Alrighty, that will be 8 points of piercing damage to Morin.
Okay.
And got a group here. It's going to.
Am I just changing the hit points on roll 20?
You can, or however you want to track it.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay. And this last one of the thorn slingers is going to target the goat and Shraggy. So that is
Due to the saddle of the cavalier, the attacks on the goat will be at disadvantage.
ranged attacks are disadvantage.
All attacks are at disadvantage on the goat.
Alrighty. That works out. Cause that makes it an 11 to hit on the goat.
Still hits.
Okay.
We certainly tried.
Yep. That is 9 points of piercing damage on the goat.
Cool. Yep.
Covers all the slingers. Now for the pygmies.
This is the most unexpectedly helpful gift from the Tricksters, that saddle. When we first got it, we were like, we're never going to use this.
Trying to like hold my beer.
All
Hold
right.
us out.
All right. So let's see. 1, 2. Move and he's in the air, so can't target him.
That attack on me, was that a ranged attack?
Yes, it was.
What are they firing with? Sorry.
The creatures that kind of threw stuff at you are kind of like a plant, like a quadruped plant creature. It just kind of makes a motion with its tail and kind of throws thorns at you.
Okay. It's not nice.
The next group of creatures, the pygmies, they're all pulling out these slings. They're kind of doing the spinning around and throwing projectiles at the party in that capacity. So let's see, we'll have two target Shrag. The first one is a 17 to hit. Oh wait,
That will miss.
17 to hit. You said that'll miss. Okay.
Yep.
Next one will be at the goat. All right, though that was a 23 to hit on the goat
Yeah, that hits.
for 3 points of, or no, wrong dice, right dice. That'll be 6 points of bludgeoning damage on the goat.
Yep.
All right, that's 2 hits there. 3. We're gonna have 3 on. We're gonna have 3 on Volkin. Quick succession. First one. It's a 23 to hit.
That's a hit.
Second one is a 21 to hit.
That's a hit.
Third one is a 14 to hit.
No.
Ready, so 2 hits. Nine points of bludgeoning damage from those 2 hits.
Okay.
All right, so there's 3 in quick succession. Let's see. Yep. 2 to Anari. First one is a 15 to hit. Second
Miss.
one is a 10 to hit.
Miss.
All right, coming down on the back side. Got one more that'll try to hit Anari. That'll be an 11 to hit.
Miss.
All right. Got 3 that will throw slings at Will. Quick succession.
Okay.
First one's a 15.
Miss.
Second one is a natural 1. He drops the sling.
Sweet.
Third one is a 9 to hit.
That misses.
Alrighty. The last 2 will throw at Shrag and the goat. 1 for Shrag, 1 for the goat.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The one on Shrag is a natural 20.
That will hit.
Am I within 30 feet of Shraggy? I can't see him on here.
No, you're about 10 feet outside of it.
Darn. Sorry, Shraggy.
It's all good.
Yeah, that'll be 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okie dokie.
The one for the goat.
At disadvantage.
14 to hit.
Yep, that will hit.
Hit. That will be 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
And poof, it's gone.
Alrighty. Goat falls away. Next up is Volkin and Morin.
All right. Okay. Bonus action Hunter's Mark on the one straight ahead. Now, you said the foliage is really thick here, but they can see us to
They can see.
range
They
attack.
can.
Does that mean we can?
Yes,
do
you
the
can see
same?
them.
Okay. So I'm gonna rush this creature in front of me. 5, 10, 15. Actually, here. Bonus action. Hunter's Mark on it.
We'll ping which one it is.
I don't know if I can do that.
You just
My-
hold, just click and hold, and it should ping.
Yeah, no, the one on the far right. I can't. Oh, click and hold.
Click
There
and
we
hold
go.
with the
That
There
one.
you
pointer.
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So
Hunter's
I'm going
Mark.
to I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark on it as a bonus
Okay.
action.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna throw one axe.
Okay.
And as I throw it, I'm charging.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll for attack on the axe.
Yeah.
So did
That's a
Shraggy.
17
That'll hit.
plus and then damage on that is going to be 9 plus 1 sec. Sorry, I get pluses on this stuff. Sorry. Where is that? 9 plus 2 is 11.
Okay.
Plus another 6 for Hunter's Mark. Another
Alrighty.
one. 12.
Okay.
That's 12 points of damage. With my other attack action, I'm going to go as I'm running and tell Morin to attack. Move and attack. So she's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to this one.
Okay.
And she is also going to attack.
All right.
And for her, 1 sec. Sorry, there's a
you're
lot
fine.
here. She gets a multi-attack. She gets 1 bite. So it's a +3 and a +3, and then 2064. Okay. So first attack is 6 +3 is 9.
9 does not hit.
The second attack is a 16.
That will hit.
Okay. And then that's I got to get her on a separate screen here. That is going to be 2d4. So that's going to be 9 points of damage to that.
That's
one.
enough. It's dead.
Nice.
And sorry, I ran with Volkin, so he's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20. So he's not getting close enough yet, but he's getting there. And of course, axe comes back to.
Yep. The axe appears back in your hand as you threw it.
Yep.
All right. Does that complete both of y'all's turn?
Yep.
All right. Will and the brown bear.
Okay, so for the bear, it rolled a 25 on the claws
That will hit.
and a 19 on the bite.
That will hit.
So that is 20 points of damage total.
That is a dead creature.
Okay. So then, you said those were the only ones we could see?
You now that in the brush, you can kind of get a sense from where like you were attacked, because as you were standing there, you saw you saw like these rocks kind of get thrown in from the side in this direction off the path. So you have an idea of where they are, and you kind of look, and you can see them moving, getting themselves ready to shoot it, to throw again.
Okay, so I will tell the bearer to move to those guys as far as they can. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's as far as he can get.
He can do a dash as well if you want to try and get him closer.
Sorry?
He can dash as well if you want to. Oh no, he already did an action. Never mind.
Yeah. And then I'm going to look at Obsidian, and I'm going to say, you want to help me clear out the guys to the south?
Okay.
And I will... I want to move with him, but there's not really any way to do that, is there?
What do you mean?
Well, for one thing, did I get a confirmation from Obsidian that he wants to go?
He's floating in the air on his broom right now.
Oh, so I can't even... I'm trying to get you your sneak attack by following you around.
No, you basically, you'd call out, you saw him, you saw him pull a steady aim and let loose, and then he's been sitting there, so you kind of call up to him about that. So it's just waiting on his response, which...
I still can get you sneak attack, though, because I don't have to be within 5 feet of you. I have to be within 5 feet of the creature, right?
Yes. That's how sneak attack works.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to just hope that he's going to come with me, and I'm going to move my full movement south.
Alrighty.
And I guess I run into him right about there. And then for clarification from Spirit Guardians for the last time, when I move into their square, they don't take anything. It's on their turn, right?
Yes. If they start their turn inside that sphere, or they move into that sphere, then they would take the damage.
Okay. And as I was running towards him, I will, towards that one in front of me, I will cast Guiding Bolt on it at first level.
Okie dokie.
And I cast it before I was within 5 feet, so I don't have to do it at disadvantage. So that's an 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
Okay. And for some reason, my D&D Beyond dice always go underneath the little thing on the bottom left corner, so I can't see it. Okay, so that's 13 points of radiant damage.
And that is dead.
Okay.
Do you want to adjust your running now that you've seen that die as you shot at it?
Absolutely. Can I get to this guy over here?
If it's still within your movement range.
Let's see here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Yep, it's about 25 feet from where I was.
Good to go.
Cool.
Alrighty.
That's me.
All right, Anari, you're up. Obsidian, you're on deck.
So based on knowing Morin and the bearer to the south, looks like they're handling things there. I'm going to move to the north.
Okay.
Did I take note that Volkin had struck the creature just north of me?
Yeah, with your passive perception, you would have known that creature reacted to being attacked. So,
all right,
it's
then
stuff further north.
In that case, knowing kind of how Volkin feels about kills, I'll leave him that one, and I'm going to move to engage this one.
Okay. All right, go ahead and roll for your attack. You're still within the threatening square of the other one, so there's no opportunity to attack. So roll for your... Go and roll it.
Got it. First hit is going to be a 28.
That will hit.
Next one is a nat 1.
That sucks. You drop your sword.
14 points of damage.
It is dead.
Nice.
And that completes your turn, Anari.
I actually had one more thing I was going to do, but never mind.
Okay.
Yeah. That'll complete my turn.
All right, Obsidian, you're up.
All right, so 40 feet, so I'm on the broom. I have a 50-foot movement. So I'm gonna pop on down with Will. And, oh dear, I'm just gonna aim for the one right south of me. So the first was a 21 to hit with I'm casting Green Flame Blade.
Okay.
So on the Wild Magic table, it's 58.
Will, what did you get on your Wild Magic table?
Ah,
You cast Guiding Bolt.
that's right, I did. 37.
Another group of flumps appear in the area. Obsidian, what was yours again?
58.
Next minute, any flammable object you touch that isn't being worn or carried by another creature bursts into flame.
Ah!
All the mushrooms go up in flames. Or is
So can I just touch all the creatures?
Anyways,
Object.
so Green Flame Blade, you hit. What's the damage?
Oh, yeah, so 21 to hit, and it was 21 points of damage on the first strike.
Dead.
Oh.
Okay, so as my bonus action, that's a dirty 20 with 6 points of non-magical on the next guy.
How much damage? What was the to hit?
Just dirty 20 to hit.
Okay. Total damage.
6. And if I accidentally touch, and I'm accidentally going to touch one of the plants next to me.
Accidentally.
Yeah. So there's some loose flame going on about.
Ooh. No wonder Shraggy likes fire. And then my turn.
The only kind of bright light Obsidian likes.
All right, so more flumps and all the fun there.
So
Greg,
many
you're up.
problems.
Okay, I am going to use my bonus action to disengage from this guy and go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 back again. Up nearer to Nat, and then basically what I can see from where Nat is, I realize obviously there's a whole loose horde of stuff happening to the northwest. Shrag's eyes now are like blazing. He's like, "You took my mount. You took my goat." And he's just going to go boom for this fireball up into that top left-hand corner.
3, 4, 5.
I love the wizard rage so much.
Nice. Oh, we like that.
Good damage rolls.
Oh my god.
Yep, 31
And
damage.
don't forget your wild magic, because there's
No, because you
3 on
There's
the
like
table.
now there's like 3 more on the table now, right?
Yep.
Really?
Yes.
They gave me my magics? Yes.
Yep.
All right,
guys.
so 3 failed the save. 2
Okay.
made the save.
Okay, so I rolled 31 damage, so those that failed take the full 31, and those that pass will take 15 points of damage.
Wow.
Hmm.
That's
And
solid.
my wild magic is... I thought it was going to be an 8 for a moment there, but it's actually an 83.
83. We got that one?
Dead.
Oh, I don't think we've had 83 before.
I'm about ready to start making a table. Just start checking them off once we get them. I'm scared.
Taking a while to read it as well, which is a bit worrying.
No,
Yeah.
I was taking care of the damage.
Oh, that's okay.
What'd you get?
Okay.
83?
Yeah.
Yep.
83. Oh, look at the evil laugh.
I don't want to look. Don't look. It's all good. Wild magic. Rah.
Ah.
It's wild shrag. Rah.
Tragic.
Oh, love it.
He's making a circle. Fireball is not. This isn't fireball.
Is it an 83, not an 8?
Each creature within 30 feet of you takes 1d10 necrotic damage. You regain hit points equal to the sum of the necrotic damage dealt. So roll me a d10.
That's 6.
That's a
How many of us
6.
are within 30 feet of him?
So to make this easy,
All the flumps are within 30 feet.
Oh no, it's literally only your flumps.
yep. Let's see the flumps. Let's see 1, 2, 3, 4,
On the
5.
Modron as well.
Oh,
Yep.
the Modron. Oh no.
5.
Welcome to existence. Here's some necrotic damage.
Maybe that was how much necrotic total?
6.
6. So let's see. That's 6 times 6.
Plus Nat.
Nope. Nat cannot be damaged that way.
Not a creature.
Okay.
That doesn't count. But all of the flumps and the metrome, the metrome's dead. So it dies. The flumps are all reduced to 1 hit point.
I'm
So does
getting
he get
that,
half the
I'm
6?
getting that
or-
Modron when we leave. I'm picking it up.
So does he get half of the 6 or half of the total?
He gets
The whole total.
equal to the sum. So he
You
gets
get
36 points of healing from all that necrotic damage.
Oh, it's not. For some reason I thought it was half. It's the whole thing.
Nope. Each creature takes 1d10 necrotic. You regain hit points equal to the sum of the necrotic damage dealt.
Well, Shrag's at full. I don't need to worry about healing him anytime soon.
So just north of you guys, you hear like Shrag just like go, "They took my mount," and then go, "Power."
Yep, pretty much.
Dear.
It's so appropriate. I love it.
Alrighty. So, that takes things out a bit.
Awesome cosmic powers. Itty bitty gobby space.
Sure, there's a trickster god somewhere who's quite happy.
Oh,
Moving
yeah.
on.
And just to add insult to injury, that one that actually survived, I'm going to use my Fury of the Small to add 8 points of damage to him as well.
Alrighty. So, the ones that are still there. Let's see. Your distance. Going to move up. Range, and he's going to attack you. That is a 10 to hit. Shrag. 10 to hit Shrag? Nope. Alright, next one is going to attack Anari. That is a 21 to hit.
Beats it. That'll hit.
Alrighty. That is 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
This one thing is, see, this one's gonna throw at Vulcan, or try to hit Vulcan. So, let's see. Yeah, that's a 7 to hit, so that's probably not gonna hit Vulcan. All right, next one will attack the bear. It is a 14 to hit. 14 to hit the bear, Willhelminia.
Oh, yes. Sorry, that hits. Sorry. Spacing out.
That's fine. 8 points of piercing damage to the bear.
Okay. He's doing pretty good still.
Alrighty, now the one that's right in front of Will is going to attack you. Gonna reach around and hit you with its thorny tail.
But first, can I have a saving throw from him, please?
Sure can.
Wisdom.
Wisdom DC.
16.
Alright, fails that. Total damage.
Sweet. That's going to be 18 radiant damage.
18.
Yes, sir.
Alright, still alive. It misses its attack on you.
Okay.
Round. This one will hurl at Obsidian. Yeah, that's a 5 to hit.
That will miss.
Alrighty. Last one will attempt to hit Shrag. That's a 6 to hit. Boy, these dice suck today. Now for the last few of the pygmies.
Marie got our replacements.
What?
What?
Marie got our replacements. She replaced your dice for you.
We'll see about that. I've got
Going-
access to more. All right, so these three are going to sling at Shrag. So 3 attacks on Shrag in succession. Where are the sticks? That's a 10, a 15, and a 7 to hit. Nope.
Sorry, boss.
These dice suck today. All right. Covers those. So we got, yep, 2 left here on the bottom. 1 will sling at the bear, and 1 will sling at Shrag. So the bear, it's a 5. Shrag, that's a 12. So that takes all of them. Brings back to the top of the order with Volkin.
All right. How hurt is the one by Anarion here?
He's just above half, so he's definitely in some pain.
Okay. All right. So as I continue to kind of rush towards him, I want to basically like lift off the ground a little bit.
Okay.
And as the axe comes back to my hand, I spin and I throw it back at him, using the momentum of it kind of coming back.
All right.
So I'll make that attack, and then once that hits, I'm going to decide what to do with the next one.
Okay.
That's a 17 to hit.
That will hit. Roll damage.
That's 4 plus 6, well 2, so 6 plus 1d6, 8 points of damage.
All right. Still standing. Barely, but still standing.
Okay, so I jeez. All right, so I throw that one, and as I throw that one, like as I spin, I throw the other one as well
Okay.
for my bonus action.
All right.
That's going to be a 21 to hit.
That will hit.
That's going to be 7, 8, 9, 12.
Oh, minus 12. That kills it.
12 more points, yeah.
Oh, that one takes it out.
Okay, and as I land, both axes come back to my hands.
Alrighty. What
And
is
Morin
doing?
takes a dodge action if I don't tell her to do anything.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to tell her to move. That's free. So she's going to come up, crossover, like that.
Good to go. All right. Next up is Will and the brown bear.
All right, the bear rolled a 24 and a 15.
Which one's it targeting?
Sorry, the one right in front of it. This
one?
guy here. Yep.
Okay. That hit was what, 17?
24 and a 15.
24 and a 15 both hit.
Okay, that's another dirty 20 or another 20 points of damage.
And that is dead. Like eviscerated into little bitty pieces.
Itty bitty tiny pieces. And then I will use the rest of the bear's movement to move him over here. And I will attack this one in front of me with my quarterstaff. So that is going to miss. That's a 7.
Yeah, that'll miss.
Cool. That's my turn.
Alrighty. Anari, Obsidian on deck.
All right. I'm going to attack this. Oops. I'm going to attack this one.
Okay.
With my longbow.
Okay.
That will be a 26 and a 9.
26 hits. The 9 doesn't.
Okay. And that will be 7 points of piercing. And I think it has to be melee attack for that. Yeah, okay. That's it.
Alrighty, Obsidian, you're up.
Okay, so I cast Green Flame Blade,
All right.
rolled a 3 on the Wild Magic table, and a 24 to hit.
24 will hit. The 3 gets you the wonderful prize of you can see any invisible creature for the next minute as long as you have line of sight.
Okay, I look around. Do I see any? No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't know that. So, and that is 6, 10, 15, 18 points of magical piercing. And I'm going to expend a use of my Whales from the Grave. And
It is dead, and where is the whales going?
to this
That
guy
one? Okay.
for 7.
All right.
And I'll go ahead and move my way on over there for my offhand attack, and that is a 12 plus 7, I believe. 19.
19 will hit. Roll
For
damage.
5. 5.
Okay. Good to go.
And that will be it.
All right. This brings us to Shrag.
Kidoki. Shrag's obviously using NASA's his spotter. Seeing the fact they're engaging down the south, that's been nicely mopped up. There's still a large group to the north. He's going to chuck another fireball out because he's still absolutely raging. It's just like going to take you all on. 30 points of damage. So a flump, 3 of one kind, and 1
that's
of
all of
another.
them. My math's right. That's all of them. So. Another fireball. Okay.
Yep.
Where's that
Any
ring
wild
again?
magic? Should be moved into position, so it's the there.
5.
Any
5.
wild magics on the table I need to roll for, or did
I'm not seeing one. If my math is right.
Cool. That's a green flame. That's awesome.
8. 8 have been used, so that is it.
Excuse me.
All right, so 5 dex saving throws. Yeah, one's a horrible failure. Let's see. Double checking the creatures. Finished. Let's see. It's got a +1, so that's going to fail there. +2. That's a 15. So your DC's 15, right?
It is indeed.
All right. So I have 2 that failed and 3 that succeeded.
Cool. Okay, those that succeed take 15 points damage. The one that failed takes 30.
Alrighty. So that leaves the flump is dead.
Sorry, Plum.
Dead. 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 Alive. Alrighty.
Moving right along.
Yep, moving right along. Okay. That completes your turn?
Yeah, because there's nowhere I'm moving around. There's nowhere else to move to, so I'm just going to hang fire here with that. It's all good.
Alrighty. So, this one is going to attack. This slinger is going to attack Anari. Kind of running out of 20s to pick from. Oh well, we'll just go with it.
You have an
You should
Allura
replace
Bailey
them
moment where
all.
you're scared of all your dice.
If I have to go grab the vat on the shelf, it's going to be a bad day. But we're not going there. So that being said, that is a 21 to hit Anari. Are you muted? I can't tell.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That'll hit. That'll be 7 points of piercing damage from the thorn. Next one is going to Next one will attack Shrag. Actually, the next two
hi.
will attack Shrag.
Oh, hi again.
Yeah, that's a nat 1, so that's going to fail miserably. Knock itself prone.
Is that one of the slingers?
Yes, that was one of the
Spun around
slingers.
too hard.
All right, second one is going to be a 13 to hit.
Nope, sorry.
All right. Next one is going to attack Obsidian. That is an 8 to hit. And then the last one will hit the bear. That's a 12 to hit.
That hits.
There's going to be 6 points of piercing damage to the bear.
Okay. He's looking bloodied.
Alrighty. Last pygmy standing. We'll use a slinger at Obsidian. Going to be a 19 to hit.
That will hit, and I'm going to use Uncanny Dodge to half the damage.
Alrighty. 3 points total.
Oh, so I lose a whole 1?
Yep.
Well, that was a waste of Uncanny Dodge.
Vulcan, you're up. Will, you're on deck.
Can Morin make it to the creature down here in one movement here? I can't. It's hard to see the grid.
40 feet of movement?
No. Okay. All right. And the one above is looking. This one's looking rough.
Yeah, that one's looking pretty rough. But he's
Okay.
also within range for Morin.
Yeah. So Morin's going to charge, and I imagine watching us fight is kind of like Halle Berry and her dogs in John Wick.
Yes.
Nice.
So, all right. So Morin heads up and just charges at the creature. Is going to bite and slash with its claws.
Okie dokie.
So let's do that. That's going to be 2 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, bonus action
move, Hunter's Mark.
Yeah.
Got it.
First one's not going to be great. That's only a 4 from Morin.
4's not going to do it.
Second one is a natural 20.
That'll do it.
So for Morin, that's going to be 2d4. So full for the first one, you said?
Yeah, same way you do it. Max plus what you roll.
Okay, so that's 9 plus 2d4. So that's 13 points of damage.
How does Morin want to do it?
She's gonna bite. She's gonna slash its head clean off.
All right. You guys can
and-
hear that sound of plant matter being ripped.
Yeah, I love it. I was gonna do something really cool afterwards, but I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
Because it's dead now, which is great. But I am going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to here and toss my Nax at that other creature that is over here.
This one?
Yeah.
That'll be a disadvantage
How's-
because it's technically prone.
Okay. How does it look right now?
It's in pretty sad shape. About the same
Wait.
kind of shape the one that Morin hit was.
Where was I? Was I like here?
Yeah.
What if I go down to this one? It's still within 20. Okay. Instead, I'm gonna race down to that one.
Okay. That one looks like it hadn't been touched yet.
Yep. Here it goes. That is a 17.
That will hit.
That's 5 points plus 2 is 7 points. And that does not have Hunter's Mark on it. So it's just going to be 7 points of damage.
Fair.
All of Morin's attacks are also magical. Just
Nice.
for future reference, doesn't matter here, but. And that's it for me.
Alrighty. That brings up Will and the bear.
Okay, so the bear rolled a 20 and a 15.
Both hit.
Okay, so that is 23 points of damage.
Solid hit. It's not dead yet, though.
Okay, so he will prepare for another attack, and I will turn and start running towards this guy. As I run, I will shoot a guiding bolt under Obsidian's feet at this one.
Okay.
So, too many tabs. So
Imagine
that
how I feel right now.
I know, right? So that's an 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. And 19 points of radiant damage.
And it's dead. It just kind of glows really brightly and then fizzles away.
Okay. And then I just turn and get ready to engage with this one south of me, and that's me. That's
All
my
right.
turn.
Anari and Obsidian. Ari up. Obsidian next.
Okay, so we still have this one up. Does it look like it's been hit?
That one has been hit.
Okay. I'm going to attack with the circlet of blasting, the scorching ray.
Okay.
So the first ray is a 12.
12 just hits. Go and roll damage.
Okay, damage is going to be 11 points.
And that'll kill it.
Okay. Then I won't use the second. And then I'll use my second attack action to pick up my sword if I can.
Sure can.
That's my turn.
Alrighty, Obsidian, you're up.
Okay, 25 to hit, casting Green Flame Blade.
25 will hit. Roll damage.
I rolled 3 1s, a 2, and a 4. So 6, 7, 8, 9 points of damage.
Okay.
And then offhand attack would be 11 plus 7, 18 to hit for 2 more points of damage.
Alrighty. Okay.
And the ones today.
Right. Shraggy.
Anybody in the vicinity that can see or can hear, you just basically gonna just see that just the goblin just seething, and he goes to cast a fire spell, and he's just like, no, and he's just gonna leg it straight into that one ahead, and he's gonna open Green Flame Blade him.
Okay.
So that is 12 to hit.
12 does hit. Roll damage.
Okay, that's gonna be 11 points of magical piercing damage. It will then be 4 points of fire damage.
Okay.
There's nothing in 5 foot, so I can't bounce anything on, so that will be me done.
Alrighty. Alright. So the slinger in front of you, Shrag, will then attack you. And is going to be a 22 to hit.
Yes, 18. Let me just double check something. That's fine. Yeah, I'm going to reaction the cast shield and make it miss.
Good to go. Alrighty. Let's see. Next one. So you will attack Will, because Will's right there in front of it. And
Alright.
wisdom saving throw.
Yes, please.
Let's see. What's the DC? 15, right?
16.
16 makes the save with an 18 on the die.
Okay, so he will take 11 points of damage, halved to 5.
As he rears up to strike at you, he collapses and dies.
Sweet! Persistent area effect damage for the win.
All right, that leaves the last one, which will try to attack the bear. That is going to be a 19 to hit the bear.
That'll hit. Most definitely.
That'll be 9 points of piercing damage to the bear.
Whoa, okay, he's looking rough, but he's still up.
Alrighty. That brings us to the top of the order with Volkin and Morin.
Okay. This one's looking pretty rough, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Your axe hit, and then that big brown bear just kind of tore into him.
Okay. And there's only two more left, or one left?
Two
After
left.
that, other than that one?
Other than that one left, and that one's looking
Okay.
pretty sad too.
Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and throw both axes into it.
Okay.
That's a natural 20. 27.
It's dead.
Okay.
Had 3 hit points left. I wasn't. It's not
Yeah, the
even
second
worth-
one's 22.
Yeah.
So just like...
How do you want to do it? I'll give you that one. Tell me how you want to
It's
do
like-
it.
A hedge trimmer.
Both axes take off its arms, and as the axes come back, they come through its chest and explode out, and I catch them.
Nice.
Nice.
That poor bear gets just all face full of plant matter. Kind of picturing that scene from Swamp Thing where he exploded. So it's just all plant matter over the bear. Very disgusting.
Bear's not happy.
Alrighty. Do you want to have Morin do anything?
Morin can. Yeah, the second one's 22. Morin can close the distance here. Oh, shoot. Yeah. So Morin will go down to here, back into the.
Back into the path?
And frankly, I'll move in beside her.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Brings us to Will and the bear.
Okay, I don't think the brown bear did so well on its attacks this time. It rolled a 12 and a 9.
There was nothing to attack.
Oh, well, that's why.
That's why he's got a face full of plant matter, because of what Volkin just did to it.
Okay,
Did to
there
the
was
creature
another
it was
one.
fighting. The
I
only
can't see
threat
what-
left is the one engaged with Shrag, and you just see Shrag just kind of...
All right. Well, then I will move toward Shrag. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. And I will try to hit him with my quarterstaff.
Go for it.
Actually, Shraggy, have you taken any damage?
I had done, but for some reason I healed back up again.
Yeah. I mean, after you sucked the life out of all the things you summoned.
Nah, I'm good, thank you.
Okay, you're good. Okay, so that's a 19 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay, so it will take 7 plus... Wow. Oh, 14 damage.
How do you want to do it?
Okay, so I just kind of run over and do like a little hop at the end and just go for his knees. And as he falls over, I just kind of help him down to the ground with the staff on the back of his head.
Skewered as the staff just kind of goes right through the plant matter.
Gross. Take off my staff.
Shrek will turn, looking and be like, "Hi."
Hi, you okay there, buddy?
Yeah, it's all good. They took the goat though. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. I can't bring him back until tomorrow. You did good, though. Lots of crispy mushrooms. It smells kind of nice. Getting
Quite
hungry.
fascinating. And with that, combat is done. Shortly, a little while later, the flumps all vanish except for the dead one, and the obviously the Morin, the Modron that is there it doesn't immediately vanish either, and that is where we will call it for this week's session. So we will pick right back up from here next week.
Just so I don't forget, I do pick the saddle back up off the floor where it dropped off the back of the goat, and I'll put it back into my backpack.
Very true, very true.
And I will walk over to the Modron and put it in my back. No, I'm just kidding. I give it to Shraggy.
Shaggy starts playing with it, like sort of moving its arms around, like.
So, hope you enjoyed everything. Tune in next week for 10 a.m. Eastern for more Shadow Watch. Tune in tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern for Challenge Accepted, the Carnival experience they are dealing with. and the marrow that just crept up into the carnival area. We'll see what happens. Thank you everyone in the cast for spending your Saturday morning with me. Thank you for the chat. Thank you in the chat. Thank you in the mods. And we will see you on. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I don't want to be rude. Does anyone have anything they would like to plug before we head away, or anything like that? I'm trying to remember that.
Monday evening. Anything you want?
Tune in Monday. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Monday, 7
It'll be
p.m.
something.
Eastern, Realmsmith
Yeah.
TV, Twitch TV/Realmsmith, and see what happens on the next episode of Tides of Wildmount.
Watch.
Second last
Second to last
episode.
one.
Ooh,
Second
it's
to
getting
last.
close.
Yeah, I've been prepping Into the Mist this week, so
Ooh.
Creepy
excited to
good.
get back to Barovia.
Yay! Yeah, tune in Monday to watch John TPK the cast.
Yeah.
Unlikely.
Sorry,
what-
TPK.
You can certainly try.
Yeah, that was
At
it.
least kill Plum.
No, we're supposed to be taking them alive. That's Jolzos's orders.
Amazing.
Or
Thank
We'll
just
see what
give us a
happens.
date.
Yeah, we shall see. So with that, y'all have a great afternoon, great week, and we will see you on our next stream. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye,
Take
everyone.
care, all.
everyone.
Bye.